Hello, this is Akiko Sudano in StampinInTheMeadows.com in Downingtown, Pennsylvania. And I want to thank you for joining me today. Let me see. Okay, really good. All righty. Okay, so I want to thank you for joining me, and I'm going to make today is a funny day because it's raining, and it's good that it's rain instead of snow, so that's kind of a yay, but I wish it was sunny, but at the same time, today's the last day of celebration, so it's so sad the celebration is over, but it's like yay, because the new Butterfly Brilliance stamp set is coming out on day after tomorrow. Hi, Amy. Hi, Karen. Thank you so much for joining me. And Karen, you're watching from work again. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hi, Patricia. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and this is the card that I'm going to be making. Hi, Chi. Thanks for joining me. This is the card that I'm going to be making, and I'm using the Butterfly Brilliance, the bundle. I'm using the stamp set and the dies, and I'll show you those. For the background here, I use the Meadow Moments embossing folder just for this little piece back here. And then for the label, I use the Tasteful Labels dies, and for the sentiment, I use the Thinking of You sentiment from the Happy Thoughts stamp set. So let me go ahead and show you the Butterfly Brilliance stamp set, and this is a panel that I have previously stamped, and I'm going to be doing my stamping in in Misty Moonlight, all the M's, and I'm going to stamp it on a basic white panel. So this is the stamp set here. Let me move things over a little bit here. Oops, there we go. So I have this in my Stamparatus, and this is the stamp. There's the stamp, and you can see all of the different butterflies are attached to it. So what I did was I aligned it in this corner of my Stamparatus, and then I aligned this paper right on the corner here on the edges of my grid paper so that I could see where everything was going to be stamped. And this way I've got a single sheet, and this sheet is 6 inches by 4.5 inches. So that's how wide the stamp is. And one of the things that I'd noticed is that there is a stamp block that's big enough for this thing, but that for me, I'm an old lady, and my hands get kind of slippery sometimes, so I find that it's really, really easy to use the Stamparatus to do the stamping, because the stamp block is, it's a heavy block because it's so big, and then the stamp is so big too, so it's heavy. So I like using it on the Stamparatus, and so I really want to cut out this this butterfly, which is right here. So when I stamped it, then I have the impression it's this butterfly right here. I want to make sure that I'm in the camera really good. It's this butterfly right here. It's hard to see because I've stamped in so many different directions, but I can take a smaller piece of basic white paper, and I'll know where to place that because I've got the impression of it on my mat here, and then I can go ahead and ink up just a portion of it, but making sure that I get that one butterfly inked really, really well. And so that's what I'm doing here, and I know I'm off camera, but I'll show it to you when I'll bring it back over and show you how I've inked that up. So I've inked up. You can see all of the ink on the one butterfly. Hi, Chris. Thanks for joining me. Oh, you're so kind, Karen. I tell you, sometimes you really, really feel old, but I guess that happens at many ages. So I've got that inked up, and I've got my paper there, and then I can bring this over And I'm a little bit nervous about this, but I'm going to go ahead and push that down. And then you want to make sure you press it all over really good. And then pick it up, and of course it's going to stick. And then there you've got the image, and you want to make sure that yes, everything is indeed on the little panel where you've got it. So then the next thing is to take the large die, and this is the large die, so it cuts out all of those butterflies all together. And I have a little piece of washi tape right here. I can just pull that off, but I can just take this die, and I don't want to do it on there because that's all magnetic. So I'm going to just close my Stamparatus back up and move it aside. And then I'm going to just, hi Linda, thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to just line this up like this. I'll line it on here, and I'm going to go ahead and use my washi tape to stick this on and take this over to my die cutting machine, and then cut that out. I'll be right back. So I've cut everything out, and you can see there's all these other little pieces that don't need those. So we just toss those away, and then pull out the butterfly and carefully remove the tape. There we go. Put that aside, and there is the die cut butterfly. So you can do it from the whole sheet when you stamp it like that, or you can just do a single butterfly and do that. So I just did the single butterfly for this card because that's the only one that I really wanted to use for this card here today. Because sometimes maybe you want to do a lot of different ones, a lot of different butterflies, a card with lots of different butterflies. Hi, Debbie. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so once I've got this butterfly cut out, let me put my die away, and I'm going to go ahead and color the butterfly with my Stampin' blends, and I'm using the Light Misty Moonlight, and I'm just going to color the body with the Light Misty Moonlight. And I guess I don't know that it really needs that much coloring, but it seems like butterfly bodies should be colored darker. And I'm using the Pool Party Stampin' blends, and I'm going to use the light colors on the inside, and then the dark Pool Party on the accents on the outside here. So I'm going to, and I'm not really being very careful, just putting in some color, because this distinctive stamp has a lot of different, it's got a lot of different textures to it, and it's not always, it's really pretty, but it's not, it doesn't have to be perfect. And yeah, the side. I think some of these I've colored all the way, and some of them I haven't. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'm going to go ahead and come back and get those. And then this side, yeah, I'll go ahead and do that whole thing. And then just color that, and just give that a little bit of color. And then I'll go out and get my dark Pool Party, and then just color these little edge things just a little bit darker. Just add a little bit of color, and then leave some of it white too on the edges and outside here. I am so excited about this set. I love the die cut butterflies and the detailed butterflies, as well as the detailed butterflies when you have them with the outline butterflies, because you can do so many different things with them there. Okay, so this is done. Now, the next thing I have is the my center panel, and this I've already embossed with that embossing folder, and I'm going to put it on a Misty Moonlight mat. So I'm going to do this with liquid glue, and this is cut to the mat is 3 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and the embossed panel is just 1/8 of an inch. It's also 5 1/4 inch long, but it's 1/8 of an inch narrower, so that I get just a hint of the Misty Moonlight on the back, on the sides there. Hi Marty, thank you so much for joining me. And yes, I love the butterflies too. And these are beautiful butterflies. They're very realistic looking. They're not really like some of the other butterfly sets that we have right now are more of a stylistic butterfly, and they're very pretty, and I love them, but I love the realistic ones too. Sometimes you know, different depending on how you feel. You love different things at different times. All right. So then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and this is the one of the papers from the Butterfly Bijou Designer Series paper, and I'm going to put this on a Misty Moonlight card base, and this is a top folding card base, and I'm going to adhere this with Stampin' Seal. You can use liquid glue if you want also. There. Okay. And just try to get this centered. Looks okay. That looks okay. All right. And then I'm going to, okay, the next thing that I'm going to do is I am going to, you know what, I think I should make my label next. So I'm going to use just a panel of Pool Party, and this is the Thinking of You stamp from the Happy Thoughts stamp set, and I'm going to stamp this in Misty Moonlight ink. I've lined it up on my block. Looks good. I think that is such a pretty, sweet font, and I think it's just so pretty. And put this away, and I'm going to use this is the die from the Tasteful Touches dies. So I'm going to put that on there, and I will take this over to my die cutting machine again, and I will be right back. Cut this out. I've managed to leave my cutting plates all over the place. Okay. There we go. So I've got my label that I can put right here and put these things aside. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to tie up this panel of this length of Misty Moonlight ribbon around so that I can have the ribbon in between the label and the butterfly. So I've got everything that I need, and so I'm ready to start assembling these things. Now, I'm going to put this aside so I don't get ink on myself. Don't make a mess all over the place. And I'm going to make a bow with this. And if I end up, you can make a bow, or you can make just a little knot. I think it would be pretty either way. I decided I would try going for the bow. Oh. No, this way. I never know which of these to pull. There we go. Okay. Now, we always need to futz with it. Okay, that came out pretty good. It's nice and tight. A lot of times when I try to put my bows on, they end up being really floppy. So this is 1 1/4, and I want to make sure that I've kind of got this sort of centered. And I can just move it just a little bit to, and I use my grid paper to help me with that. And I've got this lined 1 1/2 inches from either end. And looking to see that the center of the bow is aligned kind of with the center line here, the dark center line. Okay, so I think before I secure anything there, I'm going to go ahead and put my label on the bottom here. My Thinking of You label on the bottom, and I'm going to mount that one with dimensionals. And stick one in the center. And my little half dimensionals here. Pull my covers off. Okay, so this is my panel, and about 1 1/2 inches from the ends here, and then make sure it's let's make sure it's even here. There. And then we can bring, since we know where this is going to be, we can bring the bow down a little bit. And then we can even that out. Let's see here, this is there, and that looks good. And then our butterfly will go right on top, there. Like that, and that looks proportioned pretty well. So let's find our glue dots, and I will put glue dots just along the center of the butterfly. Maybe 3 of them, one on the bottom, just on the center body here. Then one more. There we go. All right, now this butterfly is a little bit, it's going to be a little weird to line up straight because it's not perfectly symmetrical. So you just want to make sure you've got it kind of straight. And that's there. And then the wings will extend over about a quarter of an inch off the edge there. So then, since that's done, I'm going to go ahead and trim the ends of my bow. There. And I'm going to stick a little glue dot in the back of my, in the back of the knot of my bow to kind of keep that in place. There we go. There. All right. So then I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to adhere him to the card front with dimensionals, and then we'll be almost done with the card front. And put on our dimensionals. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to show you all of the different pieces of the item numbers of the things that are coming. So I'll do that at the end of the video here. But this is really good. There's a lot of nice things with this butterfly. The butterfly Brilliance bundle is going to be part of the new catalog that comes out on May 4th. And so it's an early release. Okay, so I think that's good. And it's an early release, and the designer series papers are just available during this promotion, and the promotion is going to be called Butterfly Bouquet, and it's a little confusing, but it's all butterflies, so that's the big thing. And luckily the pictures are pretty consistent there. So we've got this here, and I'll line up my panel, and I'm just centering it on the panel here so that it goes in the center, just like that. Okay, so then the next thing, the thing we're going to do to finish off the card front is I'm going to decorate this with the holiday rhinestone jewels, because they have these beautiful pool party rhinestones, which are just, I think, perfect with this color scheme. So I'm going to put one of the big ones in the center on the top part here. and then 2 of the big ones on the bottom part of his body. And then I'll put 3 of the small ones down around the label here. I'm going to put all of these on the label, I think. There. So that's our card front. Okay. So now I'm going to pull the Stamparatus out again so that we can decorate the inside of the card, because that's I think part of the challenge with this stamp set, which is also why I really like the using this stamp with the Stamparatus, is I've decorated the inside by stamping 2 of the butterflies, and it is a little bit of a challenge, I think, to position position your stamp set so that you get the right things. But the Stamparatus makes it really good. So what I have here is I'm going to, for this little butterfly in the corner, I want to put my paper kind of like here so that I can stamp on this, just stamp this butterfly. And let me see here. Okay, so I can line this up. That's one of the other good things about having your Stamparatus, is that you've got your images already so that you can tell exactly where it's going to go on the paper by lining it up that way. So I don't want to get this guy on here, so I can line my paper up just like that. So let me go ahead and ink up, and I'm going to just ink up this butterfly here. Or mostly ink up just that butterfly. And I can put my gemstones away, move those over here. And okay, that's my card. I need something to put under here, and I want to put my card away so that I don't mess that up, because that's the card I'm working on. And then I can ink up this butterfly. There, and then I've got a little bit on the corner there, so I've got my thing where I can see it, and I can lay my paper right like this. It's just a little high, so I'm going to move this to the side and lay my paper right here, and yeah, maybe just angle it a little bit off like that, and then come down, and then press that good. I think I wanted to, you know what? I wanted to stamp that off before stamping the corner. Do I want to do that? Yeah, I think I'll do that. Turn it over and do that again. Yeah, that's going to be fine. Let's see here. Ink this up again. I wanted to stamp that butterfly off before stamping it. So instead of stamping it full strength, stamping it, because this Misty Moonlight is fairly dark ink. So I can do this and close it and then turn it. And so that's stamped off, and then bring my paper and arrange it on my thing here, and then I think I need just something a little bit more to support that up. There we go. And then stamp that down. Yeah, that's a little bit, I think the softer color is better. See, much better. And then the other thing too is that you're going to end up with the ink on the paper hasn't quite dried, so you're going to end up with little things like that. So then the next thing we need to do is we need to put this guy over here, but I can't do it because the edge of the Stamparatus is right there. But that's what makes the Stamparatus so wonderful, because I can pull this panel off, and I can flip it around to the side here, and then I've got all this room over here where I can stamp the top right here. Let's see here. Because this is yeah, we want the top like that, because this is just right there. This is just so awkward to figure this stuff out without having to, the Stamparatus makes it easy, because it's hard enough to figure everything out without having something that's right there that you can actually see what you're doing. So let me put this down here, and this is the butterfly that we want, and so I'm going to ink him up, and we want to make sure that we stamp off okay, and we'll turn this around, and then we will bring the top corner over here, and we've got we can see really nicely how that's going to line up on our paper, and okay, so so it's this little guy that we want to avoid, so we can just pull this up here, and we don't want the wing to go too low, so we'll just do it right like that, and then bring it down, and there we go. That ends up being pretty nice, I think. So we've got two of our butterflies, and that's using the Stamparatus to adjust things so that we can get the image that we want. And the Stamparatus really makes it nice for doing that. And then the last thing that we're going to do with the inside is take our little trim of Designer Series paper and put that at the bottom, and I'm going to do that with liquid glue, and just put that across. There we go. And adhere that, stick it down, check the alignment of my papers in the back, make sure that they're good, and then we'll just trim this off. And at first I was worried that all the ink on the back was going to be a little bit, was going to show through. But you know what? The card base is Misty Moonlight, and so that's going to be dark, and so it's not going to matter. And I'm going to put my card inside on with the Stampin' seal. This aside, and here is the card that we made today. Here's the inside, and check the alignment, make sure we're straight as we can be. And there's the inside of the card. And then there's the front of the card. So that's the card that that we made today. Now let me real quick show you. This is the flyer for the butterfly bouquet, and I've got a link where you can download this flyer on my website. This is all of my contact information. But you can see the butterfly bouquet, and it's available March 2nd, which is Tuesday, until May 3rd. Now May 3rd is significant because that's the last day for ordering from the current annual catalog, because May 4th will be the new annual catalog, and that's just 2 months away. And then you've got with this butterfly bouquet or butterfly, but with this butterfly bouquet promotion, we've got the Butterfly Brilliance bundle, the stamp set, and the Brilliant Wings dies, and you can see all of the different stamps right here. That actually, all the different butterflies on the one stamp right here, and then all of the different dies. This big die here with the dark cut is the single die that cuts out all of the outline butterflies. But then you've got different dies for cutting all the detailed butterflies, and these two are just beautiful layered. And then the Butterfly Bijou Designer Series paper, and again this Designer Series paper, as well as the Natural Touch Specialty paper. Now this is beautiful. This is kind of embossed, and it's got a bit of a sheen to it with that light wood tone texture. These two pieces, these two things are only available until May 3rd, so these won't be in the new catalog. And then we've got a single item number where you can order all three of these things, the bundle and the two Designer Series papers, as well as the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. They've also got that in there. So all of these things are on this brochure, and you can download this from my website. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you so much for joining me today. I didn't see you earlier. And this is our card. And I hope you give it a try. And thank you so much for joining me. And thank you so much. I hope that you definitely consider this. This is a nice thing to look forward to with Celebration ending. So have a great week, everybody. And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.